What's up, everyone? Ben Reza here for Odd Chopper. I'm back. Survivor rolls on in the NFL. Week 5 is upon us. And yes, hopefully everyone watching is still alive. I am in my pool. It's starting to thin out. There hasn't been crazy upsets, but people are losing. Buys are here. We're not having as many teams available. It gets that much tougher. Fortunately, got this video here, and we're going to run through 3 picks, options, talk about who we need to play, who we need to avoid, and some strategies to get us to week 6. Welcome to the channel, All Things Betting. A lot more than just Survivor here. Picks, tools, breakdowns. If you like betting sports, Odd Chopper is the home for you. I'll talk about tails as well. Ton of content on there. We're having a blast. You want to be on there as well. If you like this channel, though, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's recap. Last week, the Texans. Very easy. We're picking on the Titans like a lot of people, and we got rid of Houston. I'm really happy with it. So for me, I'll just recap what I've got going on. Broncos, Cowboys, Seahawks, and Texans. They're all out for me. Those are the 4 picks that I've used. So I have those 4 teams unavailable. I'm okay with it. The Cowboys and the Texans are teams I don't want. Broncos and the Seahawks are decent teams for sure, but I haven't used any of the big names yet. We're in a good position. So let's dive right into the board. Here we go. And you can see the teams on the screen. Let's start with what I'll say is the most obvious pick, and that will be the most obvious pick, and that is the Detroit Lions, minus 500 against the Cincinnati Bengals, who have nothing going on. They disgrace society with the Monday night game that should be stricken from the archives of the NFL, and it's not going to get any better from them unless Joe Burrow miraculously comes back, which is impossible. They have nothing going on. Cincinnati is now down there with the worst teams in the league, and you're going to want to pick on them. So if you want, I say this every week, just like I said with the Bills last week, if you want the highest chance to move on to week 6, just pick the Lions. Full stop, no argument. That is clear. I think that's a short-sighted move because, again, we're not seeing a lot of carnage in these pools so far. You need to start planning deep into the season, and the Lions are maybe one of the 3 most important teams to have alive. They're going to be double-digit favorites in a lot of games at home. They're a great team. They're going to beat Cincinnati, barring something truly absurd. Browning is just not it. So if you want the safe route, you can go the Lions, but you're paying the full price of an opportunity cost because not having them available is one of the biggest teams on the board. So let's get rid of them right there. Let's talk about that. Detroit Lions is the obvious survivor pick. Not my pick, but the obvious one. Let's do a full 180 degrees. Let's swing the pendulum to the other side. If you don't care about specifically getting to week 6 and you're planning for the long haul, the most dangerous pick on the board is the New Orleans Saints. There's no doubt in my mind. The New Orleans Saints are definitely playable in Survivor this week. And let's talk about why. Well, it's pretty simple. The New Orleans Saints are a team that you would desperately want to get rid of. It isn't possible to have gotten rid of them because if you tried to, you already lost. They're 0-4. They've done absolutely nothing. Now you look at them, couple things. 1, they're terrible. 2, they do have some easy games, but they're all in December. Patriots, Panthers, Jets. Most of those games are deep into the year. The Titans are in December. So unless you're going to the Patriots in the immediate future, this is the spot. They're a slight favorite at home. And as bad as the Saints are, Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks, and Bills, those are the 4 teams that they've played. That's a pretty rough schedule. You're talking about 3 NFC West opponents and then the Bills. Not the easiest run out. I mean, the Saints, again, I'm not going to try to say that they're a great team or even a good team, but I don't know if they're this bad. And you're playing a Giants team that obviously is coming off a big win. Dart looked awesome, but now they have to hit the road. They go down to New Orleans. This is a toss-up type of game. This is all about preservation of the good teams. If you're willing to roll the dice on a pick 'em, basically, the Saints getting rid of them is one of the most lucrative things you can do. But I want to be explicit. You have a very real danger of not making it through. The Saints are in a toss-up game here. I do kind of like them in the game. I would consider this if you have multiple teams where you're in a gigantic pool. The New Orleans Saints as an extremely aggressive survivor option this week. All right, we've talked about the obvious pick. We've talked about the risky pick. Let's get to my pick. But before I do that really quick, I do want to mention, I already said tails. If you're not over there, first of all, the link is in the description. If you want free content right here from all sorts of people. Tails is where you want to be. You come here and you're going to get a feed of just bets and content populating all day, literally from all different things. NFL, baseball. I'm throwing out golf and Dodger parlays. All of this stuff, it's there for you. If you love it, you can follow someone. You get the plays sent right to your device. And check this out. You see this play from Greg? You're like, all right, nice. I want to tail this. Boom, one click. Shows you the best odds, shows you the books. You click right in and you're tailing. It is that simple. This is what I'm talking about. An awesome experience. Get over to Tails right away. All your betting needs are right there. And again, this feed is free. Free content dropping throughout the day. So if you want to tail some picks, sweat some bets with me and a ton of other people, that is where you want to be. You can follow me over there at JazzRaz. Again, you just press follow and my bets come right to your device. Let's talk about the final play for Survivor and where I'm going. I'm going to, I'd say, a decently obvious spot. Not one that I feel great about, to be honest, but it's what I have to do. I'm going to the Cardinals against the Titans. Sizable favorite, minus 420, give or take. You see minus 388 is the best number, but they're minus 400, north of minus 400 in that 80% equity for a lot of spots. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really like Arizona. They're 2-2, and I'm not a fan of the team. But if you didn't use them, and I obviously didn't, when they played the Panthers or the Saints, you were saving them to use them for this spot against the Titans. If you're not going to use them now, then I have to really wonder what exactly the plan is for the Cardinals in your mind. For me, I knew this was going to be the spot because I saved them in the first couple weeks for this specific spot. And as bad as they've played, and I don't like the way they've played, they're 2-2, and they lost to the Niners by a single point and the Seahawks by 3 points. They're not that far off. Kyler, obviously, he hasn't gotten a ton of help from the weapons on the outside, but they still do have Marvin Harrison Jr. McBride is there. Of course, Connor is hurt, but Trey Benson has filled in. I think the defense will certainly stand up to the Titans offense. And then on the flip side, I think it's pretty clear. Just take Cam Ward's own words. The Titans, they got some problems right now. I don't like their coaching staff. The rookie quarterback is struggling. Everybody's struggling. They're on the road here. Picking on the Titans is going to be a recipe for success, and a lot of people are going to continue to do it. I don't want to go to the well too often, but in this spot, all the pieces fit. I need to get rid of Arizona, and I need to get rid of them right now. At home against the Titans is the easiest spot on the board to do that. It all lines up. Arizona as my Survivor pick this week. There you have it, friends. If you have any questions about a team I didn't mention, strategy, pool, whatever it is, at JazzRazBets right on Twitter. I'm happy to answer any of those questions, and I will be putting even more analysis for Survivor and, again, a ton of bets straight on tails for free. You can go check that out. The link is below. Let's survive, and let's advance, and let's run it back in Week 6 for me, for the Cardinals, the Lions, and even the Saints. Good luck. Enjoy the games. I'll see you next week.